Health Talk on WYSL-AM 1040, FM 92.1, and FM 95.5 West.
Thanks for being with us here on Health Talk as we head headlong into summertime. Well, how many times have you heard somebody say, I've just got to lose some weight? So many options, so many of them are some combination of expensive, unrealistic, or ineffective. But here on this program, we've been doing this for about 20 years. We've never talked about Tops Club Inc., at least not that I remember, which stands for Take Off Pounds Sensibly. We're going to correct that this evening with a chat with the real-world experience of Susan Reynolds, the new Tops weight loss royalty in New York State. Susan, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Your Majesty. You're great. So, first of all, tell us about Tops a little bit. Just give us, kind of ground us in that.
Tops is out of Milwaukee, and I had tried a lot of other diet plans to lose weight, and I had never heard of Tops either. And I researched it online, and I found tops.org, and they have a list of all the meetings in New York State and the United States. So I found the meeting closest to me, and I went one day, and they were very welcoming, and I joined that day. Okay,
so let's start at the beginning here with you, your personal story, your voyage here. How did the day come when you decided, boy, I got to really get serious about this?
That day was the day I couldn't tie my shoes. And I had to hold my breath to tie my shoes.
Mm-hmm. How much did you weigh then?
I weighed almost 265 pounds.
For a woman, that's a lot of weight. And how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay. 265 and 5'3". So you couldn't tie your shoes. And you mentioned you tried other things, probably.
I tried other programs, yes. And I tried a couple times, but they just didn't work. It wasn't what I needed.
Well, obviously not. If you're 265 and 5'3", that wasn't working for you. And what was the behavior pattern that was causing you to have all this weight and keep it?
Probably kids.
Kids, okay.
Taking care of the kids.
How many kids did you have?
I have 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It just started coming on after I had kids, and it slowly came on, and it took a long time for me to gain that amount of weight.
Right. Had you always had weight problems?
Not before kids.
Really? Okay.
No. Not before kids.
And so there's no trauma in your life or anything like that?
No trauma.
Where you started eating emotionally, as the saying goes?
No.
Okay. You just like to eat?
I guess. Maybe there was some emotional content to it, but not really.
All right. Ralph, did you have a question? Or
who doesn't like to eat?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously.
I probably would eat when I'm happy, probably eat when I'm sad.
Sounds like me.
How does this program differ? What made you decide, well, this program is going to work for me?
TOPS is more of a motivational group, and most people that join TOPS join for a long amount of time. It's a support group, and we all become very close friends, and they're always there to pick you up or to call you on the phone, which is different from other diet plans. And I just got back from my convention, and we had a great time at the convention, and we support each other.
Okay, so this is kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a 12-step program, but I mean, is that...
Very much so.
It's like a connection with AA.
Yes.
I'm not trying to liken you to AA, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. And so what does it consist of? How does the TOPS program work?
The TOPS program, well, there's the business part of the meeting, and then there's every week you go, it's a therapy, and the different people in the group take turns doing therapies on different subjects, whatever you choose to do. The dues each week are either $1 or $2, which is a lot different than other plans also. And then the therapy, then we have, like if anyone has something that they want to discuss, they can bring that up then. And
so what does the program consist of? I mean, you're losing weight. There must be some structure to it. Do they provide you with meal plans? How does that work?
There are no meal plans. You can use any meal plan that you want, but they kind of follow the diabetic diet. It's called the exchange plan.
Okay.
The exchange plan has been around for years, and it adheres to the diabetic diet.
How does that work? The exchange plan says to me that you're swapping one food for another.
Exactly, and they have cards. They have cards at Tops that you can buy, and you keep track of how many exchanges you get for every day. And then when you're out of exchange cards, you have to stop eating.
Okay.
Do after breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the point system. I think Weight Watchers used to do a point system in the old days, and you would have so many units of food, you could put your points, and you could kill them all by breakfast, or you can stretch them out during the day. But in the end of the day, you ate this limited amount, and a point might have been a candy bar, or it could have been 6 pounds of carrots. But and you decide what you want to eat, right? Something like that. So this is really more. It's you said motivational. I think that's not a bad word to use. It's education, motivation, recipe ideas maybe, but it's not like Bob says, not a meal plan. You're not buying food from them.
No.
You're not doing any of that kind of stuff. So it's really, you're still on your own. You're just getting the tools that you need to make the right decisions.
Support mostly.
And the support. Okay.
Yeah. Not everybody uses the exchange plan.
Okay, so if you don't use the exchange plan, what do you use?
You find something that works for you.
Okay, now does Tops give you any guidance about that? Like, okay, so the exchange program is not working for you. Why don't you try the XYZ plan?
That's where the support would come in. If you try to find something that works for you, the other people in the group might give you ideas to try, but what works for one person doesn't work for everyone.
Sure, but do you have a buddy maybe that you call when you're kind of like hitting the wall?
Well, we're all buddies, but sometimes we do just have a buddy help us. Right now we're doing a buddy system thing where we call each other and support each other.
But you've always done that from the beginning, right?
As a whole group, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to your journey now. You were at some point here in this discussion, you weighed 265 and you're 5'3".
That's right.
And how much did you lose?
93.75 pounds.
And how long did it take you to lose almost 94 pounds?
That took me 11 years, 3 months, and 1 week.
So the moral of the story, boys and girls, is, you got fat over a period of a long time.
Yes.
And, you can't lose it all in time for your sister's wedding, right? Not a realistic goal. All right. So tell us about the TOPS organization. Now, you meet how frequently?
We meet every week. My group meets on a Friday morning. So most of the people in my group are older, and there are other groups that meet at night, and those are the younger groups. So you pick which group works for you.
How many people in your group?
Right now we have 22.
Okay, and you have a good turnout every week.
Pretty much, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, and this is an in-person thing. This is not a Zoom meeting, or
we do have a Zoom meeting, and that started up during the pandemic.
Sure,
and that's still going on, but that always hasn't been the Zoom meeting, but it's still going on.
So it took you 11 years to lose 94 pounds. Was that pretty much a level process? Like, so you lose maybe 8 pounds a year, or did you have ups and downs?
Definitely ups and downs, and definitely there are many plateaus, and you have to just keep going and stick with it, because things happen, and then you might gain a few, but you have to keep at it and keep your goal in mind.
How long ago did you reach that goal weight?
That was let's see, 21. It was December 17th.
Of last year?
I was the queen for 21.
Oh, okay.
And that convention was in 22.
Oh, this is not your first crown that you've earned. You're a repeat queen.
No, I'm not the queen for this year.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the queen for 21.
Oh, okay. Can you only win it once?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So how are you doing? I mean, so in 21 you had lost 94 pounds. Are you still pretty much at that weight? Mm-hmm. Okay. Listening to Health Talk on WYSL, Avon Rochester, W221CL Rochester, and W238DE Spencerport. Also online at WYSL1040.com. So just, going back to the way this whole thing unravels, I'm just quoting now from your narrative here about being the 2021 top. Oh, I see. 2021 Tops New York Queen. I've tried many health strategies on my way to goal, and the pounds came off ever so slowly. The fat just did not want to leave me. I think we've all had that feeling. It's been with me for so long. Changing things up helped me to not get bored. It certainly has not been an easy road, but I was determined to reach my goal. You lost 31.5 inches, and your BMI went from 46.89 to 30.29. Good for you.
Yep.
That's fantastic. So I see that, you had the help of Tops and your chapter, and most importantly, God's guidance. Is there a faith-based component to Tops?
Not really. No.
Like AA does have typically.
I mean, the person can put it in their own plan, but it's not a part of Tops.
So this is kind of a lifestyle thing. I see you got a great big long list here of what Tops has to offer. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Tops has to offer. There's the one
Tops
thing,
News, contests.
The Tops News is a great magazine that comes out, I think it's bi-monthly now. Mm-hmm. And that has a lot of ideas and motivational things to try and contests and recipes. That's a great publication. And on tops.org, there's any number of things that will help a person. There's tons of videos and how Tops got started, and by Esther Mance, and it got started in 1948. Mm-hmm. So we just had our 75th birthday party just the other day.
Well, I full disclosure here, I had an aunt in Batavia who she was an RN, and she had battled weight, her entire life, and she joined Tops and had great success with it. Mm-hmm. So that's a terrific thing. So, do you use any supplemental type devices like Fitbits or any of those devices? Oh, as she pulls up her sleeve and shows me her Fitbit.
I am religious about writing down. This is a Tops journal. I write down everything that I eat in here, and I also do the Fitbit thing.
So everything you eat. So when, you're feeling a little peckish in the afternoon, you walk by the refrigerator, you reach in and grab a carrot stick. You write that down in that journal.
I absolutely do, but many people don't.
Okay.
Is exercise part of the program?
Not for everybody, but it is for me. I do line dancing. I do a lot of walking. I do yoga. I belong to a gym. So for me, it is. So
what do you do at the gym? Do you do cardio? Do you do, like weights?
It's different every time. The treadmill's in there, so I could use that, or I could use the machines.
Okay. So you do the machine circuit a little bit, and then
sometimes, not all the time.
Okay. All right. So can you tell us about your exercise routine? What it consists of?
It's different every week. One day I will go to the center in my town and just walk with my iPod. Another day I might do Silver Sneakers Cardio or Silver Sneakers Classic. Another day yoga, and I never miss my line dancing class.
Now I notice here in your notes that in your journal you don't just write down what you eat; you write down your thoughts. So it's kind of like a diary.
Yes, that's not this one. That's in a different book.
Oh, you got a different journal for that. Okay. All right. So tell us about the chapter of Tops in Hilton, which is where you belong. or were you a member?
There's about 22 members right now, and we like to laugh. The meetings are always filled with a lot of things. That's where the support comes from.
Tell us about becoming the queen, what that was like.
The queen, yes. I never thought I'd be queen. I thought that was something that would never happen. But during the pandemic, I happened to lose quite a bit of weight, and I finally had a chance to be queen. Some queens lose more than I did, but I got lucky, I guess.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I think a lot of people lost weight during the pandemic. There was nothing in the stores, right?
Well, some people gained quite a bit of weight, I
some
think.
did. That's true. Some gained, too. Before we wrap up the segment, Paul and Ralph, anything that you want to ask Susan?
Well, I was thinking about the reason why this is so successful for you is that probably that support and motivational aspect, because I know when I was younger, I tried all kinds of diets to lose a few pounds, and you always lose a little bit in the beginning, and then you plateau, like you mentioned. And when you plateau and you don't change for weeks on end, you lose faith and you stop. Like, why am I going any further? I'm going to go back to my potato chips. But if you have a support group that is there to help you and say, okay, this is going to last, it's going to take a while, and you'll move further on. For some people, that's the motivation they need in order to keep on going. Otherwise, I think a lot of us would say, okay, this is how much I've lost, and that's all I got to give, and I'm done, and then go back to their old ways. So
Plateaus happen to just about everybody.
I've experienced many of them myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there other TOPS groups in the Rochester area?
There are many TOPS groups. They're all over the United States. They're all over New York State. They're everywhere. And if you go on to tops.org, when you get into the site, they will tell you where each meeting is.
Okay, so that's what you just go to tops.org and find the group that's nearest you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, Susan Reynolds, a great accomplishment. Congratulations. Great story. Very inspirational, and we thank you for sharing it with everybody. Who knows? Maybe you've caused 5 or 10 people to sign up and start losing weight. And,
I hope so.
And living a better life. All right, Susan Reynolds, the New York State TOPS weight loss queen, and thanks so much for being with us on the program. More to come on Health Talk on WYSL right after this.